to the farm. My name's Roz, also known as Passion Flower, and you'll find me here each week talking about my farming and creative life. One of the jobs that I got to this week was pruning the citrus trees. It's been quite a while since they were done. Part of that is just being busy, but it was also because the fruit has not been all that nice to eat, and so we've kind of just left them because we haven't been picking the fruit off. So I got out there and decided that it just needed to be done, and hopefully by pruning them back and removing all of the old fruit, we are able to produce some sweeter and nicer fruit. So first I removed all of the old fruit from the branches, which got rid of all of the weight, and then I was able to see which branches I thought were going to be strong enough to produce fruit in the future and which ones I could take out to leave space for the tree to grow. Now hopefully we can now keep an eye on them and potentially pick out some of the fruit early before they get too big, to stop the tree from trying to put too much energy into producing the fruit. So I think part of what was happening is that the fruit was becoming dry and tasteless because there was so much going on. It was also causing the trees to bend and break, which is not ideal. So as you can see, after they were done, they're now small little green trees. There is a little bit of new growth on them already, and I made sure to keep that. And hopefully moving into spring, we'll be able to see the results of the pruning. Speaking of spring, in previous episodes I've talked about the 6 seasons, and you're probably kind of sick of me talking about this topic, but it is now August, which means we are in pre-spring. So it is getting slightly warmer, although not today. Very windy and cold out there. The first flowers are coming through, and that's evident in the wattles that have been around since sort of mid-July, but now we're getting some other small flowers as well, and the birds are starting to nest. I spent a day dyeing yarn this week, and part of doing that I also shot some behind the scenes footage of creating one of the new colorways that I'm about to show you. I'm going to post that as a separate video, and I'll make it available up the top when it is out, and then I'll also pop it in the description box below. So if you're interested, please go and check that out. So I've had this idea for a while about creating a collection of yarns based around the poem My Country by Dorothea Mackellar. I've loved that poem since I was a child, and it really encapsulates to me everything that Australia is in terms of the land and the country, and how it is beautiful yet harsh. So previously I had designed a colorway from verse 1 and 2. The first one was Brown Streams and Soft Dim Skies, and the second was Jewel Sea. And now I have done the next 3 verses, and I will show you those here. So from verse 3, I took the line Orchids Deck the Treetops, and this is a green with purple and pink through it. This is it unskeинed, and this is how it turned out skeined up. From the next verse is Grey Clouds Gather, and this is the one that I filmed the behind the scenes for. It is a blue at one end, gradually getting lighter through to a grey, and then a darker grey at the end. So from the blue sky to the grey. And here it is in the skein. And then from the next verse, I took the line Rainbow Gold. The full line is Land of the Rainbow Gold, but I just shortened the name. So it's a yellow with rainbow speckles throughout. And that is how it's looking. So those 3 colours are now available in my shop. I'll put a link below, or you can go to passionflower.com. I still have the final verse to do a colorway for. I had planned to do that on my dyeing day this week as well, but I had a fail, and that happens. I kind of had a bit of a fade out. I thought I was going to be able to do something a particular way, and I wasn't. So what I ended up with is a brown, which is really fairly uninspiring to me. I'll probably use it on a project for myself, but I don't think that I'm going to put it in the shop. Yeah, originally it started out being the yellow of this, and then I did some silly things with the speckles and it just turned to a mess, so I just threw some stuff in the pot to make it at least the same colour all over. So that happens. There are some failures in dyeing. It's an experiment a lot of the time, but once you get something that you really like, it can be a really satisfying experience. Hopefully you will go and check out that behind the scenes video and let me know what you think about that and if you'd like to see more of that kind of thing. My setup's not great at this point, and I will work on getting something a little bit better, but it was a good start and I feel like I was able to share. It's certainly not a tutorial. It is literally just me dyeing and talking about what I'm doing along the way. A quick blanket squares update. I finished doing all of the light green. And then I started on the dark green, and the original pattern was this, and it's a cable, it's a 2/1 cable, and it just doesn't look the same size or have the same sort of textural look as the other squares. So I thought maybe we'd use the back side of it as the pattern instead. But then I still actually wasn't that happy with that either. So, and it's also not as fun to knit as the others. It takes more time because of that cabling. So I looked in my stitch dictionary and I found this diagonal rib pattern instead, which I'm really liking and I think goes much better with the rest of the blocks. Well, that's it for another week. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you like the look of my yarns, check them out at my shop. And if you're interested in the behind the scenes, look for the link for that. If you're enjoying these videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I look forward to seeing you next week on the farm. Bye.